Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay here to break down a little Packers-Eagles preview. You guys know last night we ended by talking about the Packers offense against the Eagles defense from a PFF preview standpoint. Tonight, we're going to dive into the Eagles offense versus the Packers defense. All right. We'll also wrap up with a little bit of a Jordan Love talk. You know, many people talk about Jordan Love and they think he's inaccurate and he's not clutch, both of which could not be further from the truth. We'll break down what we mean by that. And then tomorrow, we're going to do our live stream where we're going to be doing a double hate watch party. All right. I'll be calling the Chicago Bears game, which it sounds like they may get some snow tomorrow. That's exciting in Chicago. And then, of course, Jacob will be watching and giving us play-by-play from the Vikings game. So if you guys want to come in here in the 1 o'clock window, no Packers football, obviously, but we're going to break down in real time a couple of NFC North teams playing there. So that's what we get on tap tomorrow. And then tomorrow night for the show, we'll do the game plan, all right, which we'll dive into the detailed game plan you guys can find on Patreon. Before we get into everything tonight, though, if you would do that YouTube stuff for us, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you click subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. Tim, you ready to break down a little Packers-Eagles here this evening, man?
Yes, sir. Monday Night Football around the corner. Let's do it.
I'm excited about it, man. And we got people noticing. Caterpillar says, love the snow background. We do this every November, man. Once November hits, we got to break out the cold weather background here. We got one for the day, a couple for the night. Look at this one right here, too, Tim. You want to take a look outside of Lambeau real quick. How about that?
Oh, there it is. Snow glow, baby. Love it.
Got to keep it in. Got to keep it in the bowl for right now. But anyway, that's what Jacob said somewhere running from the law. Keep it in the bowl. Don't spill it out of the bowl. So, all right, here we go. Let's get into it. This is kind of exciting to see how this breaks down. And you're going to notice some wonky stuff going on here, guys. And it's because these teams they play stuff a little bit different, man. It's really cool to see PFF kind of catching on here, Tim. I'm going to zoom in. Maybe that'll help here. I'm hoping. Maybe that's a little better. Let's try that. There we go. So you'll notice they've got Micah Parsons on PFF when you pull the nickel defense up. Look where he's playing now, Tim. They got him at right end. You see that?
Interesting.
So, yeah. So essentially what they're doing is they're trying to show you he's getting inside reps. That's the Joker 3-3-5 we've been talking about. And also the nickel 4-2-5 if you wanted this to be extremely accurate. And again, you haven't gotten a significant amount of Quay Walker at the edge position to do this. However, if you did, you would actually kick Gary over to right outside linebacker here, take Enagbare out of the lineup, put Quay Walker as your left edge, and put Micah back there in Quay's spot. Actually put Cooper to Quay's spot and put Micah Parsons to Cooper's spot in this specific situation. So it's cool to see how they're maneuvering around. But really what you want to think about here, guys, if you can see my cursor, essentially what you've got is here's the three down linemen, Gary, Wyatt, and Enagbare for the time being, right? And then, of course, Parsons is showing up here in essentially the A gap, which we know really he would be back here stacked behind Wyatt with Wyatt playing a little shade. So that's why they've got that listed that way. Because when you go to the base, right, you'll notice Parsons is back on the defensive line, and now you insert Isaiah McDuffie, which, by the way, 81.6. McDuffie playing hella good football this year. So let's go back to the nickel, and let's talk about it, Tim. Let's start with the Eagles offense, man. Jalen Hurts, your seventh highest graded quarterback in the league with an 82.6. Some of you guys are seeing the Saquon Barkley grade here and going, what's going on there? 64.0. He's kind of having a down year, to be honest with you. He's averaging a little over 4 yards a carry, if I remember correctly. I had it in the game plan, so you guys can go check that out. But listen, I still, I didn't list him as a Tuesday player because we need to acknowledge that he's struggling a little bit this year, Tim. And we know their running game has been, it's been a pretty, I don't want to say mediocre, but compared to last year when they ran the ball all over everybody, obviously this year they're struggling a bit. You still got to look at Barkley kind of as a Tuesday player. He can wreck the game just like he did against the Giants 2 weeks ago. What do you think about Hurts and Barkley? Obviously, that's two key cogs in this Philadelphia Eagles offense.
Yeah, just because they're not, running as efficiently as maybe they did last season doesn't mean you sleep on Saquon Barkley. I'm big on the, you don't live on reputation, you live on what you do out on the field. And if anything, it should be more cause for concern because obviously he's going to be trying to get going and get back on the right track. And, we know Philly's got this whole line that's capable of doing it. So, I think you acknowledge that maybe he's a little down on his performance this year, but you can't ignore Saquon Barkley, man, and Jalen Hurts for that matter, too, because he can beat you with his feet when he wants to.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Corey Murphy in the chat says, hopefully that Madden curse is affecting the stats. There you go. The Madden curse strikes again, obviously. So was it last year they had Christian McCaffrey on the cover? Am I thinking right, guys?
Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey got hurt and fell off the map, right? I mean, it's pretty wild. It's not 100% accurate talking about the Madden curse, but it's definitely well above 50% that happens for sure. So pretty wild there. Not so cool in the chat says, damn, Philly's O-line looks pretty good. Yeah, it's another reason why I want Kennard to get a few more reps with the Packers, man. When he's been on the field, he's looked pretty good. And you guys know we poached Kennard off of this roster earlier this year. So they do have a solid offensive line. As you can see here, Mailata at left tackle, 80.2. Flip it over to right tackle. You got Lane Johnson, 76.3. So those edges are nice and secure. Go to the middle. You got Juergens at center, 65.7. Dickerson at left guard, 66. You flip over to right guard, you got Steen, a 69.1. Just a solid offensive line here. And I'm trying to remember, Tim, we got the final injury report, and I'll just kind of reference it for everybody here. Let's see. Cam Juergens is out for this game. So there you go. Juergens is definitely out. So that's huge, man, because, again, I know the grade doesn't look crazy good at a 65.7, but he's the 15th highest graded center in football. So obviously when you got to go to a backup, it can be an issue, man. That's going to be a key emphasis, man, right?
Get loud, Lambeau. Home field advantage. Let's use it. Let's use it to our best, best advantage here. The signal caller trying to communicate with a backup center on the road. We can be loud on defense. Help out.
Yeah, definitely. And shout out to Jen Wright, became a member here once again on YouTube. Appreciate the support, Jen. Thank you so much. So, yeah, when you look at their offensive line compared to our defensive line, and again, you're going to get a lot of mixing and matching here. I kind of wish they would just show the other defensive tackle for us in this regard, if that were the case, and we flipped it over to base just to get an idea. Kobe Wooden up to a 66.7, Tim, having a hell of a year. Again, 37th highest graded defensive lineman, according to PFF. Devontae Wyatt next to him at a 71.4. And then Micah Parsons on the edge, 92.0, the second highest graded edge defender. Rashawn Gary up to a 73.7, the 33rd highest graded edge defender. So our defensive front playing pretty stout. That's the defensive front you're going to see the majority of the day. But when we get in those 11 personnel / nickel 4-2-5, nickel 3-3-5 type looks, or the Joker 3-3-5, Joker 1-3-3-5 that we talk about, you're probably going to get a little more of this look right here. Okay, so just want to kind of shine light on both there. And Enagbare, Tim, he snuck up on me, man. 70.5. That's pretty solid this year, dude.
I'm pleasantly surprised with Kingsley Enagbare's play this year. We talked about that a lot, during the offseason. What was this season going to look like for him? Was he potentially trade bait before the deadline? And I think he really blew the doors off this season so far, exceeding expectations. We see him, other than the one, I think he had one goofy penalty. He's really cleaned his game up. We used to worry a lot about him with the procedural penalties and things like that. But he's having a damn good season for us, right on schedule, too. We love it.
He is. And the big thing that sticks out to me, man, we got to start giving him credit for this run defense being good, because he seems to be a key player there, right?
Absolutely. Again, we keep hearing that about these edge guys, right? That, they're liabilities in the run game, and they just keep proving people wrong every single day, whether it's Micah Parsons, whether it's Kingsley Enagbare, Rashawn Gary, LVN. God, I can't wait till LVN is healthy, because he's really been playing well against the run. So yeah, our edge group is definitely more versatile, I think, than they were last year. And I think a lot of that is, credit to DeMarcus Covington, man. Coach Covington out there really got these guys playing well.
Yeah, so again, with Kingsley Enagbare, 73.8 run defense grade, 60.7 pass rush grade. You'll probably need that run defense this week, although it is kind of an odd year. You can find it in the game plan over at Patreon. The Eagles are actually passing the ball this year better than they're running the football, which is really, really strange. You can go check that out before we highlight it on the show tomorrow at patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. All right, so there's our defensive front against their offensive line. We talked about the running back and their quarterback. Let's talk about our stack backers here, man. Edgerrin Cooper up to a 75.2, 11th highest graded linebacker in the game. So he's creeping up on that 85.6 that he had last year, Tim. You know, you can look at it one of two ways. Coming out of last year, you could go, okay, he's going to be a dog, but there may be a sophomore slump, or that's just a huge fluke and he's going to be a bad football player. Man, it seems like he is trending towards repeating in the 80s on PFF. All he's got to do is just continue doing what he's doing as he's gotten better over the last few weeks. Edgerrin Cooper's a dog, man. So glad he plays for the Packers. That's going to be crucial having him at the top of his game going against Saquon Barkley and especially Jalen Hurts, who'll tuck that thing and run as well.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, the passing attack for Philly as well. So, you know, we're going to need that versatility and that movement from Cooper. Particularly dealing with, you know, Dallas Goedert, you know, in the tight end spot too, is going to be, you know, a target. Plus, you know, Brown is a big target. It helps to have these athletic linebackers moving around near that line of scrimmage.
Yeah. And Caterpillar in the chat says JJ Enagbare might not be the most talented player, but he's got a top 5 dog in him, a lot of heart in that young man. He plays the game physical too, Tim. Like you never see him getting pushed around. He's always the aggressor on the football field. So I completely agree with what Caterpillar says there too. Yep. And then of course, Quay, listen, whether you believe it or not, PFF has Quay at a 56.5. You talk to some folks around the league, they think he's having the best year of his career. We've broken down some of the data. To me, the thing that's changed about Quay this year, I feel like he's more decisive, you know. Now, his pass rush grade is 70.1. Obviously, that points to he's more of a pass rusher than a stack backer. I believe Christian Watson's dad on Twitter agreed with that too, although he hates PFF. This has nothing to do with PFF. His opinion was, I think Quay Walker's an edge defender. You know, that's something to think about. I think it's the last year of J.J. Enigbare's contract in Green Bay. Unless he, you know, takes a very team-friendly deal, he's probably going to test the market, and hopefully we'll get a comp pick. Maybe they move Quay to edge a little bit more. We've seen it. I mean, we showed it on Chalk Talk. I think it was 2 different clips, right? 2 different plays. Guys, understand, I didn't cherry pick those. I went through the game and found the 14 most important clips, plays from the game, right? And 2 of those 14 had Quay playing edge with Micah Parsons playing Mike, although Micah was blitzing, but they were kind of putting Quay out there on the edge and letting him rush the quarterback. And man, 70.1. Tim, maybe that's what Quay is. Maybe he is an edge rusher, man. I don't know. How do you feel about it? Because I know you've been pretty pissed at PFF over these grades for Quay, man. I love always hearing you respond to this.
I think it's a great point that you bring up about Enigbare's contract, and you know we got to remember Quay's coming off the rookie deal too, right? And he's looking to get that paper, and I think he's playing like it. He's playing like a man possessed this year. Yeah, I don't know what the hell PFF's watching. What they see, they've never liked Quay apparently. But the willingness for Hafley to move him over into some of those edge looks and to see him actually get to rush the quarterback from that position, it is exciting. And I think we'll probably see more of it. Maybe for all you know, that is the backup plan. You know, if Enagbare is going to walk, do we keep Quay and utilize him more as an edge guy? Maybe that's just like a trial run. We've seen him peppered into some of those looks now. And then, you know, we talk about the depth we have at middle linebacker. So maybe moving Quay down to an edge spot on a more permanent basis is going to give you, you know, better production out of him. I don't know. You know, the pass rush grade has always been good. Even PFF admits that. So, you know, right. Why not stick him on the edge? I'm looking forward to what this is going to look like on Monday night in prime time. You know, maybe we'll see more of those looks.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it for sure, man. It's going to be interesting. As Coach Lynn says, I'd be down for some Quay at edge. Yeah, and again, man, just put the best 11 out there for the specific situation, I think is what's most important for sure. Got Mike Hebring in here with the super chat. Mike Hebring says it's Quay's Super Bowl or superpower, sorry, pass rusher. Yeah, and see, I see him too. His ability to carry the vertical route is really good. Like from a stack backer standpoint, That's his superpower to me, is carrying vertical routes down the seam. He's got the length, he's got the size, he's got the athletic ability to flip his hips and go. Doesn't quite have great ball skills, in terms of turnaround, catching the football, that type of thing. But man, he's a physical freak in that regard. Like I said, like Tim kind of said here, Mike, and Coach Lynn talked about it as well. Would really, really like to see him at edge a little bit more to see if that's legit, because we don't truly know until he's out there more consistently. I know when he rushes the quarterback, though, boy, he pins his ears back. He's not going in there playing patty cake, that's for sure, man. So appreciate the super chat, Mike. You the man. Jen Wright says love Quay in as a slot cornerback at 48 snaps.
Don't forget that. Put some respect on his name. He'll line up in the slot too. Cover up a receiver. Let's go.
And what that's really talking about is what you'll have is maybe a late rotation of a safety who's actually playing spot drop and going to the curl flat. Quay playing stack backer, may have to kick out on a slot receiver to cover in a zone. And he can do that, man. He can't vertically. It's just like I said, underneath. He's too hesitant underneath. And we're not in the meeting room either. They may be telling him, hey, you play back, Coop, you shoot your shot underneath. That might be the game plan, right? But who knows? All right, so there's your stack backers lined up against. Oh, let me just do this real quick because it is worth mentioning. We go to the base set here, Tim, and they go to 12. Now, they got Dallas Goedert, obviously, a 69.0 is the grade, 22nd highest graded tight end in the National Football League. So when they go to 12 personnel, they bring in Calcaterra, I think is how you say it, 43.8. So obviously it seems like they would be better off in 11 personnel. But, boy, when they go to 12, look at McDuffie, man. McDuffie in 81.6. Tim, you look at this. Now, he's under contract this year and next year. They gave him that 2-year extension. One of these grades don't belong, but I hope it becomes the norm. 81.6, man. And how many snaps? Because I know it's showing kind of minimal snaps, but when we look at it here, what do we got total, Tim? We've got 79. I'm just going to kind of round up here.
130-something.
Look like about 140 roughly, right? Is what I'm seeing here. Yeah. A little over 140. That's not a small sample size. Like McDuffie has embraced that third linebacker, third stack backer role in our base 4-3. And boy, he's played it good this year, man. That run defense grade 79.1, coverage grade 76.6. Obviously, he's not a pass rusher. That's not what you're asking him to do. Right. But you can see him lining up in the Sam. We also see, I feel like I've seen him more in the Will than the Sam when they're in our base 4-3. And that's probably trying to get Cooper and Quay Walker matched up on tight ends more than McDuffie. Let him kind of work the curl flat, if you will. But what do you think about McDuffie, man? Pretty solid. I'm glad he's under contract next year too, man.
Me too. I love that move that they did the extension on him, because Zay McDuffie is probably one of the most fundamentally sound backers we have on the team, and he's going to go out and execute, whether it's 20 snaps a game or you need 50 snaps out of him. You're going to get quality football, and really stepped up his coverage ability. I think, towards the end of last year and then really throughout this season, his coverage ability is something that you can't really sleep on anymore. We've always known he's really good against the run, but I think you've seen his ability to really get out there and cover. Like you said, the curl flat look, kind of keep everything in front of you in that passing attack. He's Mr. Reliable, man. Nothing but respect for Zay McDuffie having a hell of a year.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. So, again, Isaiah McDuffie, you feel a lot better when you do have to go to that base 4-3 for sure. Let's kick it back out to 11 personnel. And now, I apologize for the coughing, guys. You're probably tired of hearing me apologize, but I'm going to say it every time. I know it gets annoying. But wide receivers –
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
They got one of the best wide receiver tandems in the league, man. You've got Devonta Smith on one side. You got A.J. Brown on the other. And what's wild about these receivers is Devonta Smith is having a much better year than A.J. Brown at the moment. And he's kind of a take the top off guy is what he's turned into. You're talking about yards per, I think it was air yards per target, I believe it was. Both of them are over 11. Devonta Smith, kind of a smaller guy, right? Smaller stature, but obviously he's got some really good top end speed as well. A.J. Brown, if you guys dive into the game plan, you'll see that I made a note in there. A.J. Brown is yakking it up this year, man. He's got yak yards galore. But Devonta Smith seems to be kind of the guy that's somewhat taking the top off. Not that A.J. Brown can't do that, but that's what the analytics are showing. So, again, Devonta Smith, 79, A.J. Brown, 74, and then you got Dotson in the slot at 54.6, matching up against Keyshawn Nixon, 64.6 on the outside, Carrington Valentine 70.3 outside with obviously Nate Hobbs' MCL being sprained. He's going to be out for at least 1 to 2 weeks, but probably a little longer, to be honest with you. And you got Javon Bullard in the slot of 61.9. Javon Bullard improving this year, and you love to see that. So, Tim, what do you think, man? How do you feel about our corners against their receivers? Because last year, A.J. Brown, week 1, cooked Jair, right? And then Devonta Smith, I don't remember him being a problem, but this year's definitely different. As you can see, man, he's off to a really solid start. His PFF grades for his career now, 77, 80, 75, 81, 79. I mean, this dude, my goodness. Of course, he was the 10th overall selection, too.
Yeah, he can be a problem. He can definitely be a problem for a defense. I'm looking forward to seeing how Keyshawn and CV step up to the challenge because we all know that they like to chirp a little bit too. And we know how, CV likes to chirp, and Keyshawn is not one to shy away from a little talk. And I think both A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are similar players. So I would anticipate if you keep a cool head and, stay on your assignment, you can have a hell of a game. But it's going to be a challenge, man. They've got 2 really good weapons here in the receiving core, not to mention, Dallas Goedert's no joke as a tight end as well. So corners, I feel good about our corners if they show up and they play at the high level that we know they're capable of. I feel like, Carrington Valentine's due for a quote unquote breakout performance. I could see him really handling business. And, we're looking for Keyshawn to kind of bounce back too, right? So this could be a get right game for our corners. Javon Bullard too. You talk about slot play. I've done my fair sharing of, complaining about coverage abilities with him, and he's stepped up this year, man. I mean, grading in the low 60s in the coverage grade. We always talked about, I always felt like he was a linebacker trapped in a safety or a corner's body, and he's finding a way to play that slot corner position very well. And a lot of that is due to his ability to cover these receivers now. We know he's a hell of a tackler, and some of them nickel fire blitzes, he's good if Hafley wants to dial that up once in a while. But the coverage grade with Bull is really what's been a pleasant surprise this year. Yeah.
Seems to be taking a step in the right direction. Is obviously last year 54.2 overall defensive grade. This year he's improved to a 61.9, and obviously he's taken all those slot corner positions. Plays in the box quite a bit too. Sometimes they'll walk him down there like you were talking about, almost like a hybrid stack backer position from time to time as well. Carrington Valentine, man, my goodness, just continues to get better. 57, 65, 70. Listen, I don't want his ass back off the field ever. I want him out there. And listen, we may look up at the end of the year, Tim, and he may sink to the 50s and have a passer rating allowed through the freaking roof, right? That could be the case. But he has given us no sign of that happening. Keep him on the freaking field, you know?
And he's been waiting for this moment like since the end of last season. He has never stopped grinding. We had to throw him into the fire last year on more than one occasion. And I think we were all pleasantly surprised with his play. And I think he's continuing to build off of that. And this is going to be an opportunity to see some prime CV in action, man. And kind of the culmination of all this work. And I think he's going to be up for the task. I think players like this, man, when the lights come on, national TV game, prime time, I think he's going to step up. He's going to be tuned up for this game for sure.
Absolutely. All right, so there you go. Keyshawn, he's had some up and down games. Obviously, he's graded down to 64.6. His coverage grade is 65.8. I don't think it's horrible play. I don't. Again, it's one of those things that Carrington should not come off the field though, regardless. No. And listen, they play opposite sides. Obviously, Keyshawn's the left cornerback, Carrington's the right, but. Dallas Goedert, as Coach Lynn points out, Goedert is a red zone nightmare. Guys, just so you know, something else that we put in the game plan over on Patreon, offensive red zone scoring percentage, touchdowns only. We talked about this last night. The Philadelphia Eagles are first in the National Football League. When they get inside the 20, they score touchdowns 85% of the time, Tim. And it has a lot to do with that RPR scheme, right? Run, pass, run. And what that means, guys, is you can have an RPO call when you come to the line and then a backside run option after you go through your reads on the pass because of the fact that they have what we call a six-back offense there with our boy Jalen Hurts. He's really, really good at doing that. So again, they have the best offensive red zone scoring percentage in the league. Coach Lynn talking about Dallas Goedert has a lot to do with that. And when you dive into that, Dallas Goedert now, his career, man, has he been in the league that long? That's crazy. Yep. Isn't it wild too? South Dakota State Jackrabbits, looky there, man. 75, 82, 79, 90, 78, 71, 72, 69. This dude, man, he's now 30 years old. He's going to be 31 by the end of the year. You got to tip your cap to Dallas Goedert. He's put together a nice freaking career here with the Philadelphia Eagles. Like Coach Lynn said, he's a red zone nightmare, man. Got it. What I would like to see in this situation, Tim, it's easier.
Play this game between the 20s all day.
Yeah. And I would like to, when they get in the red zone, you could say, all right, let's have McKinney kind of play down on Goddard a little bit, right? The problem with that is now you leave Carrington and you leave Keyshawn isolated with Devonta Smith and obviously A.J. Brown. So this is a three-headed monster. Really, it's a four-headed monster if you include Saquon, but obviously their running game's been struggling a bit this year. So Dallas Goedert, man, he's a real deal.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't realize it too, how that he's already 30. You know, he's been around. No stranger to the big moments in the big games, and super reliable in that red zone. I would love to see our defense just not let him into the red zone at all, but we're not going to be that naive. It's going to happen at some point, so you really got to tighten up. And I'm wondering in that situation if this is the week that maybe we deviate from that cover one man, some of those man looks in the red zone, and we go to a zone approach. Because you're looking at the sheer amount of targets that they have down there between Brown and Goddard and Smith and Saquon Barkley for that matter too, out of the backfield. So maybe we mix in man a little less than we have been because
please,
because it's been biting us in the ass on occasion. And like you said, the proof is in the pudding. You know, when Philly's down in there, they execute over 80% of the time in the red zone. So that's not the time to get cute with your man coverage. Not in this game, I don't think.
Yeah, if you're wondering how the Carolina Panthers, who were the 10th best rushing offense in the league going into last week, if you're wondering how they gashed us for $130 or whatever it was they got, when we watched the tape on Chalk Talk, 2 explosive runs made the cut, or no, 1 explosive run and one that was an 8-yard run on a 3rd and 3, crucial 3rd and 3. Both times they used motion and some eye candy. We were in man coverage, and they literally stole a gap. We went down -1, in one case, a -2 hack count on those specific run plays. That's why we're not big on man coverage. And again, zone, it's a little bit easier to play your run fits a little bit better there. Man, you get caught looking, and we started to roast Evan Williams on that one explosive run, but then we watch the tape back. It's like he's got to go with his motion guy. He's got to.
Yeah.
And he followed the motion because it's man coverage. They snap the ball mid motion. He gets caught, outside or inside leverage when it should have been out, and he had to try to recover. Everything gets sealed off, and you're off to the races. So, just good scheming, And again, just would love to see less man coverage for sure. Now, when we look at the back end here at our safety position, Tim, Xavier McKinney, don't look now. He's the 12th highest graded safety in the league at a 74.3. Just starting to really turn it on. Now he's got 2 interceptions on the year, I believe. Yep. His pass rush grade, 90.1, which he got a strip sack there on Bryce Young. Unfortunately, we couldn't capitalize on recovering that fumble, if I remember correctly. But his coverage grade, 70.9. Run defense grade, 75.7. That's the thing that stood out to me this year with Xavier McKinney. Tim, last year, he was intercepting passes every other game, it seemed like, right? This year, you're seeing him bring the thump in the box.
I was going to say, and you're seeing Hafley commit to utilizing him that way. I don't think we saw X playing in the box as much as, we are this year as compared to last season. And, say what you want. I think it's having a positive influence on this defense.
Oh, yeah.
And, you feel pretty damn good about Evan Williams back there as well. So, yeah, I love X in the box. And, against this Eagles team, we may need a heavy dose of that in this game for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Jen Wright said, X going to get a pick. I'd love to see it. So Turtle says more McKinney blitz. Yeah, wouldn't mind that either. And you could help with the run fit like that. You can have what we call a run blitz and know, okay, you've got the C gap. You're contained, but go rush the quarterback. And if they run the ball, you're going to be in a good position to take some kind of outside zone or outside run and make them cut back. The main thing you got to focus on there is don't get caught peeking inside on your pass rush if it is a true run blitz and you're you've got outside responsibilities. But yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how X plays in this game. Maybe he can pick one or two off of Jalen Hurts. That's the other thing that you'll find in the game plan too. They are really good at protecting the football. Tim, you want to know why they've won these close games that they have? And you look at some of the other numbers and it don't look great. It's because they're the best team in scoring in the red zone, and they're the best team in the league in terms of not giving the ball away. I think they're averaging 0.4 giveaways per game, which is best in the NFL. So, again, that's how you win the ball. Like Matt LaFleur says, you win the ball, you win the game. So this is really cool, man. Evan Williams grading out higher than Xavier McKinney at a 75.8. Evan Williams, man, they hit on him, dude. 4th round, 112th selection. Rookie year 72.3. This year 75.8. Man, it's awesome knowing that Evan Williams is on his football team, dude. He's only going to get better as time goes on, too. And you see here, Tim, he has played in the box 104 snaps this year, right? Xavier McKinney in the box this year, 162. Still got a rotation, but what we're showing on tape on Chalk Talk, it's holding true throughout the entirety of the season and the specific snap counts for our safety room. McKinney's been in the box more than Evan Williams, and Evan Williams is holding up on that back end, man. As you can see here, his coverage grade 71.8, run defense grade 78.0. So for a defensive grade of 75.8, really love Evan Williams here, man.
Yeah, you talk about a safety bringing the thump. Evan Williams doesn't get a lot of credit. He's a hard hitting safety, seriously, when he wants to be, and coverage skills, but also that ability to play down in the box. And you got to love it. We were fired up on the draft stream when we ended up drafting him, the kid from Oregon. But I think year 2, he's, kind of had some ups and downs, but he's playing really good football for us this year. And that's such a great tandem. We're blessed to have him and X back there in the secondary.
No doubt about it, man. So there you go. There's your PFF preview. The Eagles offense against the Packers defense. Let us know in the comments if you're watching this video back later. How do you feel about this matchup? Do you think the Packers can hold up against the Eagles? The point spread obviously went from 2.5 down to 1.5. It flirted with 1 point. I think it settled back in at 1.5. So this is about as close to a push as you're going to get. Even though we are technically the favorites, when you remove that home field advantage points that you typically get, 1.5 to 3 points. This should be one of those games, man. It's going to be an absolute blast. And listen, I know this game is not going to decide whether the Packers make the playoffs. There's a portion of the fan base that seem to think that. It's going to play a big role, don't get me wrong. But Tim, Monday Night Football, you're going to be in there, in Lambeau, in the cold. Dude, I don't think you're going to have any problem staying warm. This is going to be playoff atmosphere, no doubt about it, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, you could say that, though, right? For all intents and purposes, this game has playoff implications. And, if you're the Green Bay Packers, man, you just dropped a game at home that you should have won. I got to believe in our team, man, that these guys are going to be fired up and ready to go out there and give the Eagles all the hell that they can throughout the game. And I'm with you, Clay. I'm looking forward to another nail biter. It's going to be a close game. I think this game is going to be decided by less than a touchdown. I really feel that.
Yeah, definitely. Joe Pack Joe says, did the Micah injury cause the drop from 3.5 to 1.5? No, it didn't, Joe. There's a lot of conversation that goes on, like when a star player, ends up dropping out of a game or what have you, the points will move a little bit. You're talking about, a number 1 wide receiver being declared out early on in the week, that might cause a 1 point swing. But the thought of a 1.5 to 3.5 point swing, or going from 3.5 to 1.5 because Micah's got a chest injury that we all kind of knew about, he's going to play. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it had more to do with all the money and all the tickets, like to the tune of 90+% of the money and 80+% of the tickets were on Philly plus 2.5. So what they do is they lower that number down, right? What Vegas's goal is to get it as close to 50-50 split on who you're betting on, right? That's how they're going to kind of make their safest money, is how that works. So I think it's more to do with how much of the public was on Philly as opposed to a player missing. Again, this star players, number 1 receivers, quarterbacks, definitely they can swing the point spread a little bit, but I don't think just Micah Parsons being limited with the chest injury swung that in any way. I could be wrong though, Joe. I could be wrong. I don't. My gut's telling me that's not the case though. So Caldwell Corner in early says, got that snow background now, snow game Monday. Let's go. Yes, should be some flurries out there they're calling for. Going to be a chilly night at Lambeau. Also tomorrow, if you tune into our watch party, we're going to be doing a hate watch party for the Bears game and the Vikings game as well. Bears, Tim, I was looking at the forecast for Chicago tomorrow. Guess what it is? It's, yeah, here you go. It's 1 to 15 inches is what I heard.
Wow.
Let me translate that. The weatherman said, boys, I don't know what the hell's going to happen here. This could be lake effect snow. We might not get anything. Let's just settle in somewhere between 1 to 15. It's just wild. So hopefully we get a blizzard-like conditions for a watch party. That'd be a blast.
Hey, I love it, especially outdoor stadiums, right? Outdoor football in the elements. Nothing better, man.
Are you going to be available for that? Or you got plans, man? What's your plan?
I got a little bit of stuff going on tomorrow, but I'm gonna pop in for the hate watch party. You know I have to. I'll do my best Ben Johnson impression while I'm there.
If it's 10 minutes or the entire thing, Tim, hop in. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be very laid back, guys. We're not going to be trying to talk the entire time. There'll be times we have to step away. Obviously, the game lasts about 3 hours, something like that. So we'll be in and out. But for the most part, you'll have somebody in here talking ball with you. It'll be a lot of fun, man. We're just getting your
Get ready to go.
Right, Ben. We'll watch some good NFC North football and do it stress-free. That's always a blast. So packed for SBLX says in the chat, this was the game we needed. 11 personnel and let Golden and Watson run. I agree you should press into 11 a little bit more. But, Tim, I think people are going to be surprised by Musgrave. I do. The yak, I don't expect the yak that Tucker Kraft had. But I think he'll catch every ball that Tucker's caught this year. And he'll be able to get open, might even be able to get open a little bit better than Tucker. Tucker's not like a huge separation guy, right? And one thing Musgrave has, he has that stride length. I'm not expecting them to hit on an 80-yard pass to Luke Musgrave. What I am expecting is Matt LaFleur to scheme him open the way he does Tucker Kraft and just take what the defense gives you, man. I don't need you running through people's faces, Musgrave. I need you catching the ball and getting positive EPA. That's what I need.
Yeah, save the running through their face for when we need you to block.
Yes.
That's really what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 88 out there to, bring a little bit of that thump in both run blocking and pass pro, man. I really think that's a part of his game that if he shores that up, he's going to be just fine. I agree with you, Clayton. You're right. You're not going to see him trucking guys after the catch and stuff like that, maybe. But he does have the good hands and the ability to be that big target. And I really think that our passing game is going to continue to thrive through the tight end position, even with, Musgrave being out there instead of Kraft. I'm just looking for him to do what we've seen Tuck Norris do so many times in the blocking fits, so we're going to need it on Monday night.
Definitely. So tell you something else we're going to need on Monday night is Jordan Love. And, when you hear people talk about Jordan Love, two things that stick out to me is they say he's inaccurate, which he has been in the past. We knew that's something he had to work on. And listen, other than Josh Allen, most of the time quarterbacks come to the league, they don't have a huge jump in accuracy. It's just the reality of the situation. Jordan Love's improved by that. We're going to talk about that. Also, they say he's not clutch. You got people like Rex Ryan and others that say Jordan Love's not clutch. And Ryan had the perfect tweet earlier. He's like, and I'm paraphrasing, but he's essentially saying, boy, this is how you know they don't actually watch the game and they don't do any research. They just spout stuff off, right? Let's start with the accuracy of Jordan Love. So NFL Stats tweeted this out. Quarterbacks with the best completion percentage this season: Drake May, 74%, Jared Goff, 73%, Jordan Love, 70%, Josh Allen, 70%, Sam Darnold, 70%. Okay. Jordan Love actually has the edge over Josh Allen and Sam Darnold at 70.8%, right? Quarterbacks with the worst completion percentage: Cam Ward at 57%, Trevor Lawrence at 59%, Dylan Gabriel 59%, Michael Penix 60%, Bo Nix 60%. Now listen, the Broncos are playing pretty good football. They got a good record. Bo Nix, I think, is a good quarterback. Those guys on the bottom, that doesn't mean they're bad quarterbacks. But what it does mean is the guys at the top here, Jordan Love being one of those five, he has fixed the accuracy issue. Now listen, we talked last year. Think about this. Rewind. Second half of 2023, he was dominant. Jordan Love was, he could knock a gnat off a bull's ass with a BB. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, he was on a dime the second half of the season. Then you come out in 2024 and he struggles. Well, of course, he's battling 3 injuries. He's throwing off platform. He can't step into the throw with the knee. He ends up hurting his elbow. He ended up, a groin, I think he strained or partially tore, whatever it was there throughout the season. So he's battling that stuff. We coming in this year going, all right, now that he's healthy, let's get a better look at this. His accuracy's improving tremendously.
But
and
he's
here's
a
what's
grown-ass man now. And
he's done this, Tim, without Christian Watson, who's just been back for 2 games now, without Jaden Reed, who's been his leading receiver the last 2 years. And they're also implementing and getting acclimated to the system and the team and the scheme and everything else. 2 rookie receivers in Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. I mean, this is just wild. If he continues at this, if he stays above 68% for the year after losing his top target in Tucker Kraft, man, you're talking about Jordan Love starting to step into that top 5 realm of quarterbacks and setting himself up to go top 3. Again, I feel like he's protecting the football pretty well. He had one bad decision that last game, but for the most part, he's protecting the football really well. And what's he up to? Like, is it 10 touchdowns, maybe 11 touchdowns and 2 picks? I'll pull it up here in a second and give you the exact number. But what do you think about this, man? Jordan Love, accuracy, dude. Tim, I didn't expect this. I expected anything over Aaron Rodgers' career average of 65%, we're good. If you're flirting with 65%, that's good enough. 70%, let's go.
J Money, where's number 10? Because he only throws dimes. I'm not shocked at all. This is years in the making, right, Clay? I mean, we knew he was going to get there at some point. I think we're starting to see it now this year, like you said, being as close to 100% healthy, minus the nagging left hand thumb injury that he's still kind of dealing with and protecting, but really hasn't affected his game too much. Really, you're more concerned with the O-line at times and shuffling guys around and, him being able to have the time he needs to get rid of the ball. But they've kept him pretty clean this year, and we know how deadly he can be from a clean pocket. And I don't understand the people that think he's not an accurate quarterback or that he's not top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. It boggles my mind. And you have to literally not be watching, and if you have that opinion, you're not watching football. You're just not.
All right. You're probably just regurgitating what other people were
probably
saying.
Listening to that earpiece that they all wear on the network. They have the little, where someone's telling them what they should be saying. Yeah,
exactly. So Jordan Love, just to correct that, 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Let's go.
We talked about it coming into the year, man. If you can hit 30 touchdowns and keep it single digit interceptions, Packers are going to the playoffs. I mean, I feel really comfortable in saying it. Something wildly crazy has to happen for them not to make the playoffs if Jordan Love's playing that level of football. And again, the other thing that gets thrown up all the time, Tim, is his clutch ability or lack thereof, right? Well, he's not clutch. When the game's on the line, you can't trust him. Check this out. Daddy's Lambo, which is a really good follow over on X. Make sure you guys go give him a follow at TAN, TAN _ BRUSS. He said, quote, Jordan Love is unable to make clutch plays. And he throws this graphic up, all right? Clutch drive success percentage running vertically on the left. Jordan Love is 3rd there, right? Only behind Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen, 2 former MVPs. Right after him, Tom Brady, the GOAT. After him, another former MVP and Super Bowl champion, Drew Brees. And then after that, you got Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Peyton Manning, and others. So the point here, Tim, is
he's one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the last 25 years.
Absolutely.
Period.
And again, this is what it says. Opportunity equals down 1 to 8 points in the final 5 minutes or overtime. Success equals taking the lead or tying the game, okay? So keep in mind, there may be games that you lose that you look up and go, damn, we couldn't finish the game. We couldn't pull that one out in the end, right? But in reality, your quarterback took your team down the field. Perfect example, Carolina. All we see is we lost by 3 points to a team we should have beat. And we forget that Jordan Love led them right down the field and scored the tying drive. This is what I love about this metric here, and just kind of diving into, all right, remove the noise. How effective is your quarterback when the game's on the line? And listen, I'm not trying to pile on. You guys know I'm an Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. Aaron Rodgers in the middle of this pack, Tim. You see this? So again, this is all about percentage, in which when you're faced with that situation, how often do you do it, right? Jordan Love is somewhere at about 55, maybe 56% success rate in that regard. Aaron Rodgers, it looks like, lands probably around the 48% mark. So much longer career, obviously. And Jordan, I imagine his number is going to go down a touch, just, historically speaking. but boy, oh boy, he is trending in the right direction here. So you've got accuracy now, right? And you got clutch ability. This 3-year window is going to be a lot of fun, man.
Absolutely, man. And I just love this metric too. You're right. You know how you break it down. I don't understand. I mean, you look at this, it's like he's elite. He's an elite company right here. I mean, there's really no debate. Granted, this is just one metric, but you combine that with what we talked about, the improving accuracy. We talked about command pre-snap behind that line of scrimmage, being able to, check in and out of, run or pass play based on the situation, reading a defense, all the things that he learned, behind Aaron Rodgers for those seasons. I mean, they're paying off right now. And, like I said, you got to be blind or not watching football to really feel like he's not that dude, because I think he is. We've always thought he is. We knew it was going to take time. The Green Bay Packers knew it was going to take time. That's why they drafted him and put him behind a Hall of Famer. And, that window's wide open, Clay, and it's only the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to roast my boy Adam Shine again the other day, man.
Oh, yeah? Did you tell him to get his shine box?
Yeah, I gotta find this for you real quick, and this has to do with Jordan Love, obviously, and it's just it's so funny that people tweet stuff out, and it's like they forget. Oh yeah, I did say that, right?
Yep.
And they think that people aren't going to go pull the receipts, and maybe they don't care. Maybe that's the case, right? But to me, it seems like these guys that have this huge media following, right? Like Adam Shine is the one that really comes to mind. If you guys remember, I had an interaction with Adam Shine. I think it was it last year? I believe it was last year, Tim, if I remember correctly. So he basically tweeted out, what was it he said? Let me click on it real quick. He said, how about my guy Jordan Love? This is in 2023. How about my guy Jordan Love? 3 straight terrific games and 2 monster upset wins. He has proven me wrong during this stretch, right? And the way he said it in this video was kind of like it was almost like a backhanded compliment, right? This is referring to his previous statement where Adam Shine, what was it he said? He said, listen, Jordan Love can't play football, period. Like that was his statement. Jordan Love can't play football. And now look he responded to me. He said, Clayton, I literally said all day yesterday, I was dead wrong, not following here, but thanks for sharing. So he's saying, I admitted to being wrong all day yesterday, right? So check this out, Tim. Fast forward, right?
Rick, can we go back down? Go back down to that real quick. That's a great screenshot. That should be his profile pic right there.
Right. So we go back now, November 6th, okay? This was 2 days ago. Look at what he said, Tim. As if we don't have everything, right? As if we don't have the receipts. I got to watch that video because it might trigger something. Please stop with this Favre to Rodgers to Love Hall of Fame nonsense. It's insulting. My Love take is right and has always been right.
Oh, now we know what it's really about, right? It's about your take.
Yeah, Packers have had 2 of the worst losses in the NFL this year by a total of 6 points. Keep that in mind, guys. Eagles angry after the Pack tried to ban the tush push. Check ass, sked, whatever. Trust Green Bay and Love. No way. So keep in mind, guys, he just tweeted this out, right? He just tweeted this out 2 days ago, and he had already forgotten that this whole interaction happened. And I did. I tagged him and said, this you? And again, how about my guy Jordan Love? 3 straight terrific games and 2 monster upset wins. He's proven me dead wrong during this stretch. Again, flip-flop. This guy ought to run for political office, man, to be honest with you.
This is what you get when, he strikes me as someone who doesn't watch football. He watches coverage of football. He watches people who watch football because that's, I don't know, that's a level of delusion I'm not familiar with.
And listen, if you've got a take that's wrong, I get it. If you want to double down on a take and go, well, until his career is over, I might still be right. I understand that. But when you literally say a guy can't play football and then 3 months later go, I was dead wrong, boy, Jordan Love's a real deal. And then come back the following year and go, I was right about Jordan Love the whole time. I think you're smoking crack, bub.
You do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
I think you're on the pipe. We need to set the pipe down. Put the pipe down. Like when you get to the point where you think people can't pull the receipts and you're going to convince yourself, I was right, I was wrong, I was right. Look, I told you I was right. Like, Jeez, man, it's unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. If I ever get like that, somebody slap the piss out of me. All right. Please. For the love of God. So anyway, the point of this segment, other than to get my blood pressure up, it's funny, I didn't plan on pulling up Adam Shine's tweet, but what's crazy too is Adam Shine helped Sirius Radio launch Sirius NFL Radio. He used to do a thing called the Sunday Drive where it was like the Red Zone channel for NFL radio before the Red Zone channel existed. He'd just take you around the league, live radio calls. I really enjoyed listening to the guy. Now he's on Mad Dog Radio, so I guess he's got to come up with hot takes and argue with people. But man, he looks like an absolute...
nobody's listening anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. As Holmes said here, that the behavior shall warrant the strap. So there you go.
Get the belt out. Get the belt right there.
Yeah, all day long. So anyway, anything else you want to add to Jordan Love there, Tim, before we get ready to wrap up, man? I think
I was right. I was right all along. Jordan Love's the truth. You guys laughed at me 3 years ago. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the season watching J Money dunk on all of you haters. Go Pack, go!
I remember us having this conversation, and there were people in our chat. One of which is in the chat right now, and I will not mention his name because I'm out of respect, but. They literally said Sean Clifford would be a better quarterback. It's time to go to Sean Clifford and see what we have there. That's what they were saying.
Good,
right?
Crackhead.
And now look at it, Tim. Look at these PFF grades.
You got hold to the wrong stuff.
Starting in 21, right? 36, 78, 26 snaps, 83, 75, and now we're up to 79.6. And, oh, by the way, we just pointed out, he's top 3, top 5 in accuracy too. So, and also top 3 all time. That's what's wild about that graphic we just showed, Tim.
Yeah.
That's all time.
Which one? Well, that was since 2000, I thought.
Is that what it was? Yeah, since 2000. So yeah, I say all time. It's not like it's just a stat for the last 2 years, right? Like what it means is Jordan Love, having become the starter in 2023, since he's become the starter, he is the third clutchest quarterback in the last 25 years.
He's a grown-ass man now. And
exactly what it means. Exactly what it means, Coach. So, anything else, Tim? Anything at all?
No, J Money's the truth. I was right. Adam Scheinbox was wrong. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. And when he proves you wrong again, Adam, we're gonna come at you like this.
Get over here!
Belt to ass. BTA. Know what I'm saying?
So, that's what it is. All right, Tim, anything else you want to hit before we wrap up, man? Anything at all?
No, not at all, man. Thanks for having me tonight. Looking forward to the hate watch party tomorrow. It'll be fun.
It's gonna be a blast, man. You guys are gonna see me stuffing my face with wings or something. I gotta come up with something good to eat tomorrow. It's gonna be the most unprofessional thing y'all have ever watched. I promise you that, man. We're gonna have a blast, and they're just talking ball, hanging out, cutting up. So everybody, make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'll get the link created here in a second. Probably, I think we'll just go live for kickoff, man. Right around 1 o'clock, we'll go live immediately, and we'll just hang out. I'll be watching the Bears game. I'll have them both on screen, but I'll be focused on the Bears game, giving y'all play-by-play. Jacob will be focused on the Vikings, and Tim's going to give us the color commentary in between.
I'll do my best for sure.
All right. So all I know is, man, wake up, get your shower, get your coffee, get in here.
Get ready to go.
Because we're going to hate on the Bears tomorrow, man. That's the way it's going.
And tell Adam Shine to get his shine box.
Yeah, I thought you heard I don't shine shoes no more. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Thanks to everybody that tuned in earlier with the random live streams as well. It was a blast talking ball with y'all. Hit that like, hit subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live. Like tomorrow for the hate watch party. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Here we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.